You're not casting to me yet, though.
Oh yeah, I do have to stream the game to you too. That's true.
Yeah.
Click and wait, which one is the game? There it is. Click.
Oh.
Yay. We are live, by the
Now
way.
we're live also. Live.
Oh my
Whoa.
god. What the fart?
Nintendo.
You play Nintendo games? That's kind of gay.
Oh my goodness. What are you, 3? Don't you know those are baby games? You can't even stab any hookers in those games.
Get
It tripped me
childish
out
with it.
seeing Zelda, like hearing the Zelda menu music. Like it recalibrated my brain just now because I've been watching like Metroid analysis videos all day, and I forgot about Zelda. So I was like, "Oh right, this is a different Nintendo. This is not the same Nintendo I've been rabbit hole on all day." There's a surprising number of like really long, like basically since Metroid Dread came out. I guess I've discovered that is the best-selling Metroid game ever at
Yes.
3 million copies, and so now there's like way more discussion of the Metroid franchise like out
Yup.
there on YouTube than there had been before. So it's quite nice. I've learned as much as I think there is to know. Probably, as much information has been dug up. I'm sure I could go deeper than just YouTube videos, but they goddamn, there's a lot of them and they go deep.
Yeah. It's lovely to see Metroid getting its recognition, and it's also terrifying to see a whole new wave of like fucking like newbies who have no idea what is actually good about Super Metroid and playing it for the first time, like back to back with Zero Mission and Fusion, and being like, why does this one feel different? This sucks.
That's a weird, like, I could see feeling that if you went from Dread straight to Super Metroid being
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
This
this is
was like
old, but
this was right before Dread came out. I saw like waves of new people being like, I wanted to get caught up in preparation for Dread, and why is Super Metroid so overrated? I'm just like,
it's
man, if you just
it's
played it
so
once, I'm sorry, but you
it's tough
don't
for
have
me
all
to
the
like
context.
it's tough for me to relate to that because like I played Fusion and Zero Mission first, and still when I got to Super Metroid, my feeling was like, oh wow, this is like dramatically better.
Yeah.
Like I can't, or it was more like I can't believe I'd been missing out because you know um was born in 1991, and the N64 was my first console, and I found out about Samus from Super Smash Bros. Um, 1, and
Same.
then even Melee came out before Fusion and Prime, and I just didn't have access to those older Metroid games. So, um, when Fusion and Prime came out on the same day, and I got both of them that holiday season, I think Prime was too fucking hard for me. So I did beat Fusion, and then I beat Zero Mission when that came out, and then that's the point where I was like, I'm a Metroid fan. Like I've played 2 of these games to completion. I was probably like 13, at the time that I beat this Zero Mission. So, like, have you paused because there's something you want to explain happening right now?
No, I was just thinking to make sure, like trying to like, if I'm forgetting anything before I travel back through time, because I'm gonna need to reset the clock in this game. But I don't want to go back in time if I'm forgetting something important. uh,
Um, yeah, like
yeah, continue.
I played, Prime Fusion and Zero Mission as my first ones, and then I played some of Super Metroid on an emulator when I first got like a SNES emulator at like 14, and it was just too hard for me. So it didn't immediately click as like better. It was like, oh, this is harder.
Yeah.
And then like, oh god, what it must have been like 2012 that just one day I was like, I'm gonna do all the Metroids and just played through all of them in a row. Um, and well, okay, I didn't beat OG Metroid. I tried, and I've tried it a few
Same.
times. There's a moment where you get to in that game where it's just like too hard. You're like, I'm not. It's not worth like the amount of hard it is not worth the the amount that you get out of not just playing Zero Mission instead, but Zero Mission's like a super fun game, you know, like
Yeah.
very accessible, very easy, very fun to just blast through over and over again. I've probably beat Zero Mission like 5 times, you know, just errantly over the years. Throw it on,
It's
blast through it, you
so
know.
short and so fun to blast through in an afternoon. It's like 2 hours long, I think.
I mean, ideally, all of them are only 2 hours long, right? Like, if you're really hot shit.
True, true. I think my best time
But
with
yeah,
Super was like 2.5, but yeah, true.
Zero Mission is like, if it takes you more than 5 hours, then you must have really not known what was going on, or you were really trying to get 100% or something, you know,
Yeah.
like, um,
It's just
but
Super.
yeah, like, sorry, go on.
Super Metroid was my first Metroid game, so I have like and it was kind of a formative experience for me. So it's like I have that really strong, like personal attachment too. So it just like stings extra hard when someone just doesn't vibe with it. It's like,
Yeah.
because I saw like all of the fucking uniqueness, like everything that was incredible about it, like ahead of its time. So it's just depressing to see people be like, I don't get it. I don't know.
I think those people are probably just not finishing the game, you know, like, because when I finally finished it, like, I played through Zero Mission, really loved it, played through Metroid 2, was surprised how much I loved Metroid 2, and then played through Super Metroid and was like, oh, like everything that's good about Fusion and Zero Mission was copied from this,
Yeah.
but also it's like twice as long as either of those games. It has like twice as much shit going on. Like, this it's a huge elaborate. It feels like it is the complete form of the Metroid idea, and that the GBA games were more like, how do we fit that onto a GBA? You know, like it wasn't like, how do we evolve that to the next level? Metroid Dread is like, how do we actually evolve this to the next level? Like,
Yeah.
this will have better controls than any Metroid's had, you know, like it's a real evolution, even more addictive and replayable. But yeah, to go from Zero Mission to Super Metroid, I can understand being frustrated that you can't hold L to aim diagonal. That is by far the worst thing about Super Metroid compared to the games that come after it. But that is not nearly enough to make it that huge of a difference that you would be like, oh, Zero Mission's amazing, but I don't vibe with Super Metroid. Or that's preposterous, you know. I even understand better not vibing with Fusion, because Metroid Fusion has way bigger like pacing differences, and like particularly on hard mode, difficulty spikes that are just frustrating. I
Yeah.
tried to play through Fusion on hard mode and I could not get past the Yakuza spider boss.
Oh god. The spider and the one, I forget what it's called, the gravity boss, that one drove me insane.
Yeah. Fusion fun on normal, would not recommend on hard. It's not hard in a way that makes it more fun. It's just frustrating.
So, to address the game that I'm playing right now for a second,
Yeah.
what I'm
You
doing...
seem to be fighting this boss again.
Yeah. I wanted to explain
Are
why
you like
I'm
farming
doing this.
him or something? I forgot that this was something you could do in this game. It's just fight the same boss twice. You
Yeah.
could never do that in another Zelda, right? Like,
Some of the later ones have like a boss rush. I know Skyward Sword had that, and I think Ocarina of Time on the 3DS had that. It was like a little bonus. But, yeah, so the reason why, because in this game, when you go back in time, you know, you're basically resetting everything. So, like, I had broken the curse on the Goron City that had it frozen in ice. It's frozen again, because I
nice.
undid
Nice.
that.
Oh, you shouldn't have gotten unstuck from that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's the real gamer move. When you get stuck in his taint, you can just get like 10 free hits. But yeah, so I reset everything. There is an event that ideally I should have activated it on the first night, but because the dungeon took me so damn long, it was already like the second day when we had finished it, so I had to reset the time, and now I have to thaw out the Goron City again, which means killing this guy again. Because there are some little optional doohickeys we can get here after killing this guy, such as an upgrade for the sword, and an extra bottle that's going to come in very handy for the next section of the game when we go to the Great Bay where the Zora live.
I knew I had memories of like someone fighting this boss more than once in a row, but I couldn't justify them to myself until you just went and did this, and I'm like, oh, that, of course, the fucking mechanic lets you reset the whole game, obviously. You could, like, because I had mentioned last time that after beating the boss, like, we just kind of returned to the arena and kept rolling around because it's fun, and then
It sure is.
I do believe at some point it occurred to someone, oh yeah, you can just go fight him again, and did that just because it's literally just a fun fight. Like,
Mechanical gun.
it's interesting how, like,
He's the
I feel
goat.
like Zelda boss fights get a lot of criticism for the fact that they are literally easy to perform, and it's like, that is the point of them has never been to be a challenge. It is to be interesting. Like, it's a gameplay mechanic that revolves around dealing with a very large creature, which gives a sense of scale to the encounter. It's not like in Dark Souls, the point of a boss fight is to test all the skills you've developed on your way through that particular, stretch of game or whatever. This, you do usually have to use the item from the dungeon on the boss, but it's not like about exercising mastery with the item as much as like thinking about what you should do and like having a little inventiveness.
They should have put the blacksmith in town that way.
Usually the test in Zelda is just, are you paying attention? Are you clocking what you need to be doing?
Like trying to read Simid's chat while fighting this
Getting overconfident. I'll read it to you. Who is this giant Goron and why is he invisible? My thought is that they should have put this blacksmith in town, that way you could play the first two areas with the razor sword and then get the opportunity to upgrade it after doing this Goron quest.
Oh yeah.
Sarah Louise says, hi mom. Hi Sarah. Mayday says, Henwo, I just bit my lip. Henwo. Mayday.
Hi, maybe.
Also hi to Petrichor and Simon. And all of the other 6 concurrent viewers that we seemingly have right now. Wooloo wooloo. It's motherfucking Majora's Mask. More Majora's Mask, more like.
Oh my god.
Simon said the razor sword gets totally overshadowed by the gilded sword because once you thaw the forge, you can upgrade the sword immediately.
Yes, that is the biggest. Perhaps my biggest grievance with this game is that when I was a kid, I had the instruction book and I would flip through it and look at all the concept art. So cool. And the concept art, there was this big picture of Link with the razor sword that looked super fucking cool because it's literally 2 blades attached to each other at the hilt. And I'm like, that sword looks so cool, how do I get that? And then I finally found out how you get that. And they're like, oh yeah, we need to take your sword, keep it overnight, and then you get the razor sword in the morning. Like, okay, so I have to just not have a sword for like an hour? That sucks. And then I get it back, and they're like, oh, by the way, if you bring it back a second time, we can make it even better. Also, the razor sword is temporary. If you use it 100 times, it'll go back to normal.
Oh.
That stinks. There is actually a mod for this version of the game, this recomp. There's a mod that makes the razor sword a permanent upgrade, so you can use it more. But yeah,
Amazing.
like usually you will just immediately upgrade it for the gilded sword, which is a permanent upgrade that's way better.
Simon said at least the razor sword got some good fan service in Soul Calibur. That was one of his alt weapons. I feel like
That's
I can
fucking
remember.
sick. Oh, a customer?
There was when. Oh, sorry. I'll do the cutscene. Wait, does this guy have a voice already? Was that you just now?
I was about to do it, yeah. Gabora, fetch our customer some coffee, quick like. Now then, let me take a look at your sword. Alright, to reforge your sword, it will cost you 100 rupees. It'll be ready at sunrise. You'll have to let us hold on to your sword until then. Keep in mind that after you use your reforged sword 100 times, it will lose its edge and be back to its original sharpness. I forgot to get money.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Forget about the coffee. This is a secret, but I'll let you in on it. If you bring me some gold dust, I can forge you the strongest of swords. It'll never lose its edge. It's the strongest. Hey, look at his nipples.
Yeah, they're very out.
Then his
I mean, his
assistant
shirt
over
is
here.
almost like promoting the nipples in a way.
Oh yeah,
Um,
very gay.
Everyone should wear shirts like that all the time.
Have to go back and get some fucking rupees. I'm so dumb.
Um, Nintendo. On the subject of Soul Calibur and Link in Soul Calibur, um, did you ever like read any gaming magazines growing up? Is that too before your time?
I had Game Informer.
Nice, nice. Terrible magazine, but nice. I have a ton of them.
I read it constantly. That was how I found out about a lot of games that were considered like instant classics at the time, like I don't know, like BioShock or fucking Telltale's The Walking Dead, a bunch of shit.
That is such Game Informer era type
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Um,
Good idea.
yeah, I had Nintendo Power as a kid as a result of they included the trading card game, Game Boy game, with a subscription for a time. So my mom got one just to get that game.
Nice.
And I became totally indoctrinated and like a complete fangirl, like, you know, defensive Nintendo fan.
Same.
And this was the N64 Game Boy era for me, but
I was such a queer for Nintendo during the Wii U 3DS era. Oh my god.
oh man, that's an even tougher time. Like, we both had the toughest times to be a Nintendo fan. Like, would have been great to get in on the Wii, you know,
It was like,
or the fucking
I think it was
original NES.
Geek Critique who said this in his video about the Wii U. I've seen a lot of videos about the Wii U, but somebody said that being a fan of Nintendo during the Wii U era was kind of like being in this special club where you were one of like the few people who really gave a shit, and it was like, if you were among that crowd, it was like this shared phenomenon you were all really excited about, and it was like more special because there were so few of you. And it's like that kind of goes away
you all
when
get to
Nintendo's
share the
back
most-
on top. Yeah.
You all can share the worst disappointment when the Wii U fizzled out and
Yeah.
puttered into nothing. And had a 10-game library you can pick up for $20.
The funny thing about Geek Critique is that dude had that happen to him like 3 separate times, where it was like, it's like his favorite consoles growing up were like the Dreamcast, the GameCube, and the Wii U.
Absolutely brutal. I mean, GameCube is like my favorite, and I loved the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I still, like, I wanted the Wii U concept more than I wanted the Switch concept. Like,
Yeah.
I now that I have the Switch concept, I do greatly appreciate it, but I just use it as a handheld. Like, to me, it's just the biggest Game Boy. It's not like sometimes I'll remember that it can be plugged into a television, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like, because like graphically, it's not impressive enough to be like your big screen TV game. You know, like nothing on the Wii is gonna look as good as it's gonna look on like a PC or whatever. So, like, to me, it's the thing you break out in the same context you would have broke out your GBA or whatever. And I like playing a lot of those old games on it too. You know, I like that because it's a handheld and has a literally physically smaller screen. It's not blowing up the pixels, you know, to a level where they look garish.
I disagree so strongly. When I use my Switch, I almost exclusively use it as a home console because it's so big and expensive that like using it the way I use my Game Boy, I'm just paranoid that it'll get like broken or stolen or something. And it's too
Never
fucking,
thought
it
of the
doesn't fit in my
Switch as-
pocket. Like how the fuck is that a handheld? It's like an iPad.
I've never thought of it as expensive. Put it in your purse.
Well, yeah, it fits in my purse,
Yeah.
but like that also makes it heavy. Hurts my shoulder.
True. I
I bring it with me on like an airplane ride or something. I don't take my Switch with me every day. I'd bring my Game Boy with me to Wawa and play with it like while I'm waiting on my food, but I wouldn't bring my Switch into a Wawa, you know. Too many
I
stinky
could see
old
that,
people.
like, worried about like getting your Switch snatched by somebody or something. I definitely see people out and about playing the Switch though, so I know
Yeah.
it happened. Yeah, for me, it's not so much that I'm gonna play it outside of the house as that I'm more likely to play it laying in bed, like.
Yeah.
Because for me, the handheld consoles were never as much about like portability as they were like I can sit on the couch in the in the living room with the TV on and like kind of watch TV and play a game at the same time, and like you know, it not be like taking up the whole television so nobody else can do anything with it, which is a big concern in my house growing up, you know, because I have two younger brothers and my parents, and you know, if like we typically, for most of my upbringing, me and Victor had a TV in our room, but it was, you know, the one TV. So it's like, if I don't want to watch, you know, whatever my parents are watching downstairs on the TV, and I'm in the other room, and Victor wants to play video games, it's like my options are I can either watch him play video games or we can play a game together, you know. So
it's
like
much more relatable to like what my life was during the Wii U era when I lived with my dad and my brother, and it was like my dad would be dating someone who also had kids, so it's like, I'd like to use my Wii U to watch anime on the living room TV or play Zelda, but someone else needs the TV, you know, I can pop in my headphones and fucking use the gamepad. They can keep the TV, it's fine.
Exactly.
Pretty epic.
I think I did that a couple times too, and I don't even know why, because I don't know what kind of TV sharing situation I would have been in at that time.
It's just been so long since I could relate to that kind of situation. I've had my own space and my own like TVs for so many years now that like I forgot that was a thing that people experience. I've been wondering this whole time, like, why does everyone give a fuck about the Steam Deck? Why would you want that? Like, I already have a computer. I'm like, this is making more sense to me now that you're making me think about it.
Yeah, like, so, for instance, you know, I might play games, so I'm in an office right now, right? I've got a giant screen up in front of me and then a laptop underneath of it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching you play on the laptop, and then I've got the chat up on the big screen. And these computers are loaded with, like, every imaginable, you know, any old game I've ever thought looked cool. I downloaded it, and also, you know, Steam games and stuff. So there's plenty of stuff I will play on these. If I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and play video games for like that's what I'm gonna be doing for at least an hour or two. You know, like I always feel very committed. I have a hard time like jumping in and out of a game, because if I jump out, I'm gonna forget what was happening in the game. You know, like I'm gonna move on to other things. Granted, as I've gotten older, I've gotten way better at like holding a story in my brain. It used to be like, even if I'm watching a TV show, like in the 1 week it takes between episodes, I will completely forget what was happening in the show. You know, like, and so I used to just only pretty much marathon stuff, because the only way I can retain enough of it to get through it. That's not as true anymore. But nevertheless, with video games, I still try to play games that I can get through in a couple sittings and then not have to think about it again, because eventually it just gets too big to...
Oh, Lord.
Darby, I've been waiting for you!
Okay, if you need to play short video games, how are we gonna do our JRPG series? Oh, Christ.
Well, luckily we're playing old short JRPGs so far. Relatively short.
Relatively.
Like Final Fantasy VI is like 35 hours at the longest, I think. Good. So
I think the longest one out of the bunch that we've chosen is Dragon Quest VI, and I think that one came out after Chrono Trigger, so we might not even have to cover that one if we don't want to. But even that one's only like 40 hours.
I see. Well, yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's restless because they can't wait to enter. You're gonna enter, aren't you?
Yep.
You have to. I want to show everyone how Darmy races. If your magic power runs low, charge it up at the green jars on the course.
Alright, here we go. Hardest part of the game. Winning the Goron race.
I see. Oh shit, I forgot about this.
This is intense.
I don't know if I've ever seen this, like, watching someone play the game, or if I've only seen it in, like, videos about the game.
Gotta roll fast like Sonic Hedgehog.
Watching you play this has definitely made me realize that I'm, like, even less familiar with this game than I thought. Like, there's little things that I'm like, oh yeah, that bit. And then stuff that I'm like, oh, I've heard about this in a video. And then stuff that I'm like, I had no idea this fucking shit even is in this game. Like that one fucking dance with the two chicks. I had no idea that was a thing. This feels like sped up 1080 snowboarding, Mario Kart.
Now the 60 FPS. It's like looks like a different game. This is intense. Oh no! Oh no! Stop!
The stream on YouTube is definitely seeing all of that frames. The stream on Discord is not outputting even 15 frames per second of this. It's pretty hilarious to look at, actually.
Yeah, no, this part is fucking hard. It used to drive me insane when I was
I was saying something about Nintendo Power. Oh yeah, I was talking about having those magazines and being a Nintendo fangirl, and we kind of ended up on a Wii U tangent about the saddest era to be a Nintendo fan.
Start punching them.
Yeah, in that same time, I guess magazines actually have a similar appeal to me. We don't have to read this dialogue.
No,
She's just like, yeah, you're awesome.
This is from Daddy. Gold dust, baby. And a bottle.
I want to be just like you. Quick.
I didn't show you what it looks like when you try to use the shield as a Goron. He's just like, come in this eye. Where the fuck does his hat go?
I like the double entendre of I want to be like you quick. Like, I want quickly to be like you, and also I want to be quick like you.
Just looks like the deepest apology. Come in this eye. His fucking head all the way to the ground.
I love walking out there, just a goofy ass red balloon floating over there. It's like, Tingle, you really get around. In that damn balloon.
I'm always watching.
Goronmen Nasai. Goronmen Nasai. Says Simon. No more Goron! I forgot you're a child underneath that mask. Whoa, that was a weird ass song.
It's the sped up song of time. Fast forwarding to get my
I like that one. So that's another example of like something I don't remember ever having that song, you know, like before watching you play.
I'm so intimately familiar with this game. Like, I haven't played this one as many times as Ocarina, but that's only because I've played Ocarina an obscene number of times. I checked my 3DS. My 3DS says I have booted up the game, like... I don't remember how many times I booted it up, but it said I have like 300 hours in it, which is unhinged.
Yeah, that is a lot of playthroughs.
Yeah.
How many playthroughs of each Metroid game do you think you've got? Like, which one have you played the most? Super, right?
Definitely Super Metroid, and I've probably played it at least, like... I don't know, like 15 times? Maybe?
Damn, that is a lot.
Played it a bunch.
Whoa,
That's
Six Sword. Okay, yeah, I do remember that from Soul Calibur. It's very much a Soul Calibur looking ass sword.
Yep. And we got the gold dust from the Goron race, so...
A tale of souls and swords, eternally retold. Right, I'm still trying to get back to a point about magazines and fucking Soul Calibur.
Keep derailing you
And
with
Link,
my
and
video
Link
game.
being in Soul Calibur. Well, no, the game must come first.
Yeah, fuck magazines.
Simply be quicker with this story. So you're immediately just reforging to the other sword.
Yep. The Gilded Sword's pretty
Fuck
cool.
that sword.
I think the Razor Sword looks way cooler, but the Gilded Sword is like, it's cool. I'm not angry about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, as a kid, I think handhelds and magazines had some of the same appeal to me, where it's like something I could do to experience media while being in the same room as people who are doing something else, and like also that have that ability to kind of zone in and out and not really lose your place. Like with the magazine, you can jump all over the thing, and it's just a bunch of different disconnected little bits, you know. So you can just kind of check out whichever parts are intriguing to you in that moment. And with Game Boy Advance games, a lot of them are like the Metroid games that are just really short. So it's like if you sit down with it for a couple days, you know, you're going to be done with it, and you could just choose to like go right back in and play it again or move on to the next GBA game. Or if you feel like you've satisfied that like impulse, then you get to move on, you know, and not feel like you left something incomplete, which I often feel with video games, where it's like, you know, I just want this to be a fun thing for a couple days, and then after 3 or 4 days, it starts to feel like, okay, well now this is interrupting my life, you know, and and I just want it to be done so I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh god. It's good. Like I've been accustomed to video games as like a habitual part of my lifestyle for so long that I am the kind of person who can just get invested in like a 120-hour JRPG and just kind of vibe with that for like a month or two. Just make that a part of my daily life. Just
I had
chip
a
away at
short
it for
period
weeks.
of being like really into RPGs as a teenager when I was
Yes.
very, very isolated and lonely and had really nothing else going on. But I loved RPGs, but usually they would get too hard at some point, and I just would not. I think as a kid, I really thought that like side content was like a bother, like it was in the way, or it was like doing chores or something.
I still
So
kinda
like
feel
I would
that
tend
sometimes.
to. It's strange too, because like they put all that stuff in there with the mentality of this is what makes the game fun, is that like there's so much to do, there's all this extra stuff, and like,
Yeah.
you know, and that like when you actually do the side content in an RPG, it makes you so much more overpowered that usually the next section of the game is way easier, you know. You'll never have to grind, you'll never have to like stop in your tracks and go back because you're already prepared. So like now that I'm an adult, I see it as like, no, the point is to do everything humanly possible before you continue the story. And then you'll be really prepared for continuing the story, you know. But as a kid, I was just like, oh, all that stuff's in the way of me, you know, learning what's actually going on in the plot. And so I would get to a point where I would just get stuck because I was underpowered and be like, oh, I guess I'm going to have to grind or whatever. And like, well, no, really, it's that if you had picked up all the stuff along the way, you would already be ready, you know?
Yeah. It's true. But there's some side content that I do just find like obnoxious, like I don't know. Like I'm a big fan of Dragon Quest. That's like
Final Fantasy X is a good example of a game that I love that game to death. One of my favorite games story-wise. If you try to like 100% that game, it's like a nauseating nightmare. Like the stuff it expects you to do is just stupid and hard and not fun. And
well, like okay, I've been playing Dragon Quest 7 on my 3DS, which is one of those long fucking games that you chip away at for like weeks on end. Cannot finish it quickly. And you know, they just announced that remake of Dragon Quest 7 that's coming out in February, and they did like a little live stream to show off like some of the games, show off like what's coming back and what's being cut from the game. There's going to be cut content, and a lot of people were like really upset about this, and they made it very clear like what is and isn't getting cut from the game. And they listed the stuff they're removing, and it's like all of the side content that I did not give the slightest fuck about, and I was very shocked to see that a lot of people did like that stuff. Like they're like, no, you're removing the casino, they're taking out the monster meadow. I'm like, the monster, I don't even know what the monster meadow does. I've gone to it like 8 times to see if anything changes, and they always say the same line of dialogue and nothing happens. I don't understand that shit. I'm not about to Google it. I'm about to bust out the fucking wiki, you whore. They also cut a few islands from the main story. I don't know if they're making them optional or if they're just removing them all, like wholesale, but like I looked at the list of islands they removed, and one of them was like the island of Providence, and I just played through the island of Providence on my 3DS today, and it was pretty fucking mid. So, you know, I have faith
I'm
in
thinking
them.
about like
Faith in them to know
Final
what's-
Fantasy VII, like Final Fantasy VII has a ton of like random mini games in it, and like just odds and ends, like extra stuff that when they started the remake series, like when they were first talking about it, everybody was like, oh, they're definitely not gonna adapt all the mini games, they're gonna like cut all that shit, it's gonna be more streamlined. And what actually ended up happening was the opposite. They added even more stuff in, and people complained about that stuff not being good and being unnecessary. And it's like, well, all of the fucking extra shit in the original was also dumb and unnecessary. It was just cool that it was there, you know? Like, it was neat that there were little other things you could do. It felt particularly like there is an arcade that you go to at one point in the game, and like you can pass so much time in that arcade that it makes you feel even more connected to the characters, because it's like, yeah, they literally got lost in this arcade for hours. Like, this is something that, like, there's no time dilation or whatever between the experience for the player and what is happening in the story. You are both sitting there playing other video games inside the video game all day, you know.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is neat, and like it's why, you know, nobody. I don't think you would be like upset if like Bomb Chew Bowling wasn't in the remake of this game, but at the same time, you know somebody would be, because it's just, well, yeah, but it was there, and I wanted it to be there, and it's like they could put something else there.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be just as dumb, and you'll hate it because it's different, but it won't be less dumb or more dumb. It'll be the exact same amount. Hey, this happens in Twilight Princess, almost exactly like this.
Yeah, so part of getting to the Goron race was having to learn how to use powder kegs from the one giant Goron who sells them. And you get a powder keg to blow up this boulder so you can go to the ranch before the little girl got lobotomized. So I don't know if you remember, we came here before, and the little ranch girl was all like fucked up and like dazed. Now we're here on the first day, and look,
like
she's fine.
Mind.
And the reason why we're
Good.
here now is because, I don't know if you know...
Isn't that your horse?
All right, we did this.
Yeah. Yeah, we need the horse now because the access to Great Bay is blocked by some fences that only the horse can jump over. We gotta get a pony back. Give me back my pony, you.
Wrapping up my magazine story.
Yes.
There was do you want to read this dialogue before I do this?
Yes. Hey, who are you? I'm Romani. I was given the same name as the ranch. What's your name? Link. That's a nice name, but how about Grasshopper? That's the name Romani gives you. See, you're wearing green clothes and you patter about when you walk, so Grasshopper it is. Romani was practicing for tonight. Tonight. They are coming.
That's creepy as fuck. Is she in a cult or something?
They come at night, every year when the carnival approaches. They come riding in a bright, shining ball. A whole lot of them come down.
Oh my god.
And then they come to the barn.
It's some straight up South Park shit right here.
Alien
Cow
invaders. Romani must protect the cows. Hey, Grasshopper, I'm recruiting for an assistant right now.
Protect the
Boy,
cows.
Won't you try?
Oh.
Great, now that's the spirit, Grasshopper. Okay then, I'm going straight into my strategy. They'll appear all over the ranch. They'll aim for that barn and approach it slowly, so hit them with arrows so they can't get in. You got that? And you mustn't leave the ranch. Grasshopper, let's practice right away. There are 10 ghost-shaped balloons on the ranch, so hurry and burst them all. If you take over 2 minutes, you're out. Current record is 1 minute. Are you ready? Okay, you can wrap up your...
The fact she calls you Grasshopper is fucking adorable.
Yes, I love her.
Yeah, about the magazines. So there was this one magazine called Cube. I only ever found one issue of it. I think it was European or something. And I think they had it at Barnes & Noble. And it had Metroid Prime on the cover. Like the big splash awesome image of Samus like coming into the fucking frame of the front. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. I got that for my birthday in like 2004. And it had an article about Soul Calibur and about how Link was going to be in Soul Calibur 2 and also unlockable would be Toon Link and Ganondorf.
Whoa!
And I was like, oh, this is not fucking true. I never have heard anything about this ever again. It was mentioned in this unofficial, so Cube was like literally an unofficial GameCube themed magazine. I don't know how long it existed for. Like, it was only talking about GameCube games, but it was like a weird British non-Nintendo Nintendo magazine making up bullshit about Toon Links and Soul Calibur.
That's really funny. That reminds me of like the rumors that Sonic and Tails were going to be in Melee.
Oh yeah, remember that too.
Remember the kids at
And
school
Sonic
trying to
was in
convince
Brawl,
me.
and everybody was like, "What?"
Like kids at school trying to convince me that there was like a secret way to unlock Toad in Melee and that it was just like really fucking hard to do. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't like Toad enough to try that because that sounds like a pain in the ass.
You didn't fall in love with Toad even after Treasure Tracker?
Oh, I love Toad now, and I love Treasure Tracker. But when Melee was a thing, you know, I didn't know who the fuck Toad was.
True, me neither. Not really.
My first Mario game was Mario Sunshine, and I wasn't even like a huge fan of it at the time. I was just like, this game is weird.
Yeah, I played 64 and Sunshine, and both of them were like, I knew it was a good game, but I couldn't like get very far into.
Yeah.
I liked how open-ended they were because it usually let you go back 2 levels or go to a new level, so you could kind of like, if you couldn't figure out how to get 1 star, you could try a different one. But I would usually end up just frustrated and kind of confused about like how to actually progress.
I don't have any of those.
Now that I'm finally done with that magazine story, I'm gonna address some questions we had in the chat, because
Yes.
Simon asked, as Metroid fans, have either of you played Hollow Knight and or Silk Song? Thought you might address that because you've played them both.
Well, hey. Yeah, I've played Hollow Knight like a dozen times at least. I consider it one of my favorite video games, like, period. Like, I have, like, I can't decide on a favorite game, but I've said for years now that my favorite game is a 3-way tie between Hollow Knight, Bloodborne, and Super Metroid. And the urge to play Hollow Knight hits me about as frequently as the urge to play like Soulsborne games. Like and this is like every 3 to 4 months. The urge just hits me, and I have to I just have to, you know, I have to. So Hollow Knight came out.
I feel like that. I've known you for like 6 months, and I haven't seen this urge hit you yet. So I'm wondering when is the ball dropping on this? You've been really deep into Dragon Quest and you had a Pokemon phase.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Pokemon hits every couple years, yeah. Actually had Pokemon around like the same time last year and this year, but yeah, no. These things kind of go in like waves for me. So for a while, you know, I'll feel like, oh, I need to play something that's really like cathartic and like action heavy, and then for a while I'll be like, I need to cool off from that. I need to play something a little more slow and methodical. So that's why I'm on like turn-based stuff right now. I've been playing Dragon Quest VII for 2 weeks, and I think I'm like halfway through that, so I feel like it's gonna happen soon, because Dragon Quest VII is so fucking slow. Once I'm done with this game, I'm probably gonna be like itching to play something a little more intense, so yeah, I could see myself playing something like Demon Souls in the near future, but like, I did just play Hollow Knight again, like really recently. I didn't like stream it or talk about it really, I just was like, I needed a comfort game, and Silk Song was coming out, so wanted to hype myself up a little bit by playing Hollow Knight, and then Silk Song came out, and I bought it the day it released. I sat here for like 2.5 hours clicking the purchase button on Steam over and over again until it finally fucking worked. Do I have time slowed down right now? Is that why is this taking longer? But yeah, fucking, I bought Silk Song day 1, and yeah, returning the flow of time to normal. God damn it. Wait, I have to wait till 2. I started Silk Song. I got to the part where... So... How do I put this? There are 2 different boss fights that a lot of people were complaining about. I got to a point where I had the choice of fighting one or the other, and I didn't realize that one of them was completely optional, and it's the one that is much harder that everyone fucking hates, the like gank fight with the like the flying enemy that summons other flying enemies every 2 seconds. And I was really mad, and I was just like banging my head against that wall till I finally beat it after like an hour or so of trying. And there's like a really long run back to that boss too, because like the spot where you can rest nearby is like booby trapped, and I couldn't figure out how to disable the trap for a while. And I did die to the trap once, which was infuriating. But yeah, it's just Silk Song turned out to be so much more like difficult than Hollow Knight, and so much more demanding of my attention. That like Hollow Knight is a game like I know it like the back of my hand, and it was never that hard to begin with. A lot of people think Hollow Knight is hard. It's not hard if you're like accustomed to Metroidvanias or platformers like I am. Like it's fine. It's just Super Metroid but longer. Like it's just a 20-hour version of Metroid.
I literally could not get past like the second boss or something in that game. Like, more than just being hard, I didn't find it gratifying though. It was like, and like, I don't know, Metroid games are literally easy. So like, for me, that's like, there's kind of a difference between like, oh, I can just blast through this real quick and like, it's gonna be whatever. And like a version of that where I could get stuck and have to fight something 15 times. And like, I think with Hollow Knight, it's like, I didn't feel enough investment in like the art style and the world to feel like, oh, I have to push through this because I need to see what this game's about, you know, like, I mean, which is how I felt about the Souls games.
That's fair. I mean, I felt that way in the beginning too. Like, I definitely didn't click with Hollow Knight right away. I had to get a little bit deeper into it. The first couple zones are a little bit like they didn't grab me right away, but once I got into a flow state where I was like steadily making progress, it was like, oh, this is amazing, which is also how I felt about Dark Souls, where like spend like a few attempts playing Dark Souls just trying to get through those first 2 like zones and like dying 500 times and be like, this sucks, like I don't know how to play this. And then once it finally clicks and it's like you get through the Undead Burg, you get through the depths, you get through Blight Town, and it's like you just don't slow down and you're like, okay, now this is great, like now I get it.
I having like been obsessed with the Souls games way before I actually ended up playing them, like when Bloodborne was not even new, like Dark Souls 3 was on the way out when it was like about to come out, and I decided I have to play all the games so I can be ready for Dark Souls 3 because it just looked like the greatest game ever. And I watched Victor play Bloodborne on our old DigiBros Let's Play show, and then kind of understood through watching that, like, oh, if you just like put all your points into health and strength, like this game is not that hard. It's just a matter of getting to that point. Like you have like the hardest part of Bloodborne is the very beginning if you don't know what you're like doing because you're just so underpowered. But I thought that Old Yarnum was so cool that I was willing to just grind there. I was like, you know, I don't mind the idea of like playing this first hour over and over again because I really like this first hour of the game. So I literally just spent like 4.5 hours just purely grinding to have like a way overstock of blood vials, you know, to be like just powered up enough that, you know, like if you get powered up enough that you can beat Father Gascoigne, then you're like, okay, well I'm probably good, you know, I can do the rest of this game. And also it's obviously easier if you know all the gimmicks and stuff and like cheeses you can do from other people.
Yeah, I had a moment with Bloodborne where I decided, I was like 2/3 of the way through the game, and I decided just for the fun of it, like I'm gonna start from the very beginning of the game and I'm just gonna walk through the map and kill every single enemy and like try to kill everything without teleporting or anything. Just try to like cover as much of the map as I can without seeing a load screen and kill literally every like mob in the game. And like they do respawn if you get far enough away and come back. They will like just respawn, which I wanted to find that out, and that disappointed me a little bit. I was really hoping their corpses would still be like cached there like an hours later, but I was very satisfied to see my character's outfit be completely dyed red with blood. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, with Silk Song, like,
What are you waiting on here that's requiring you to just stand in this place for so goddamn long?
because
What is happening?
I have to wait till 2 a.m. for the aliens to show up. I'm waiting for Romani. Okay, it's 2. Said
I
we would
see,
meet
I
in the
see.
barn at 2, so she should be here any moment now. But yeah, no. With Silk Song, I fought that one gank boss, and it was really fucking annoying, and I finally beat it. It's almost time. You take care of things outside, Grasshopper. If you have a map, watch your map carefully, okay? Whatever happens, do not let them get into the barn. They'll come from behind the barn too, so watch out. If you run out of arrows, we have crates of them near the house, so stock up when you need to. Okay, I'm ready. But yeah, with Silk Song, like, I fought that stupid boss that pissed me off for like an hour, and then I, like, very shortly after, I decided, like, okay, I realized that was optional. I got a reward for it. The reward sucked, and I didn't care about it. I'm gonna go back to the main story path and go where the game wants me to go. And then I quickly ran into another boss fight, and it was just as annoying, if not more so, than the one I just killed. And I was like, I'm not doing 2 of these in the same day. Like, I'm tapping out for a while. I think Silk Song is just, it's much, much harder than the first game, and I'm new to it, so I'm not used to how hard it is, and I'm also, like, just not really in the mood for a hard game right now. Like, I tell my friends this, and they're like, hey, you're bad, get good, skill issue, and I'm like, but it's not a skill issue, because I was making progress. Like, I'm good at the game,
timing.
it just still is hard. Like, being good doesn't make it less hard.
There's no... I think it's fascinating to me how much people will let, like, market forces determine what they're going to be doing that, like, week.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, the game comes out this weekend, so I have to play this game to completion as quickly as possible this weekend so I can be a part of the conversation about this game.
I would have
It's like,
happily waited.
game will be around for the rest of time, like, you can talk about it fucking next month when you're ready for it, but, like, just chill on that. Do what you need to do now,
Talked about this in one of my shitty early vlogs, but, like, that's why I really despise, like, weekly release schedules. Oh shit, there's one back here. Wait, is there?
This is like the fucking Call of Duty Zombies map. Like, I had no idea this was a thing in this game.
Get back.
Mode.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, I fucking despise, like, that, like, okay, we had the perfect model for a while with the binge model where, like, shows would come out on streaming, they'd release a whole season in, like, a day. That was brilliant, and I missed that. And now, like, everyone's like, oh, well, like, because, like, it's like Stranger Things' fault, right? Because Stranger Things was, like, a huge deal for, like, a year or something. And then, fuck, I'm out of arrows.
You had so many drops and you
it's okay.
all disappeared. You did it.
Yeah, no, Stranger Things was, like, a huge phenomenon because the first season was really good, and then season 3 was, like, weird and trying to be, like, funny and trying to be, like, Infinity War, and it was kind of lame. And the whole season was, like, really overhyped, and they did a shit ton of, like, Funko Pops and merch for it. And the show, really, like, the season released in one day, and then no one was talking about it, like, a week later because it wasn't that good. And it's like now everyone's like, oh, I miss when shows had weekly release schedules and everyone could be talking about it. And, like, that reasoning was just got so under my skin because I'm like, I don't fucking care about, like, the zeitgeist or what popular culture is saying about it. Like, I don't want to go to work and talk about the new Game of Thrones with my coworkers. I want to talk about it with my friends. It's like anytime I log on to social media while a new show is coming out, always on, like, Twitter, Reddit, whatever, there's going to be some fucker who just posts a spoiler with no, like, keywords in the title of their post or anything, just posting something like, whoa, dude, and it's, like, a huge spoiler, like, the day the episode came out, and they got a ton of likes on it, and I'm like, that is the most, like, friendless fucking behavior. Like, go talk to your, like, I could see you, like, watching a show, being like, oh, that's neat, and wanting to, like, send something to your friend to be like, did you see this episode? That's so cool. I can't fucking imagine posting something like that to, like, strangers on Twitter. That's so fucking weird. It's like,
you gotta read this dialogue.
Yep. We did it. We won. Thank you. Thanks to you, the cows are giving thanks too. Here's Romani's thanks. When you drink it, put your hand on your hip and take a big gulp like we do here at the ranch. Another bottle, baby.
Yes. Thanks from the cows. The ultimate blessing.
It's almost time for my
Milk.
sister to get up, so I have to get back to bed. See you later, little hero. Yes, I did it. Got my horse back. Got bottles.
Vide said the batch release was sucked and killed the Stone Ocean anime. That may be true, but that wasn't a true batch release. That was like... Because it was a 39 episode season, and they released it as if it were 3 different 13 episode seasons, which is not really how the JoJo story works, you know? Like, it's either a weekly adventure or it's a binge watch. It does not make sense to release it in 3 chunks that had no... There wasn't like a clear ending and start of each one. It was like... I remember when the second chunk of episodes came out, like, Bird threw it on and was like, all right, we're watching this now, and I immediately was like, I literally know I was going. Like, I couldn't remember anything that had happened in the first part.
Yeah, that shit pisses me off too. That actually pisses me off more because it's like the worst compromise where they're like, oh, okay, well you can have like a big chunk of it, but not enough.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to pace yourself. You still have to wait on everyone else to catch up. And I'm like, that fucking blows because it's like meaningless to me. Like that was what like a year or two ago, like I got this like really big ass Lego set, that one of the ones that takes like a week to put together. So I was like, oh, the new season of Stranger Things just dropped and all the episodes are like 90 minutes now. So perfect, I'll throw that on in the background while I build Legos for a week. And they decided for season 4 they would stagger the release schedule, so the finale came out like 3 weeks late, like after the rest of the show. And I didn't realize it till I was like caught up and I was like, oh, guess I'm not finishing the show. I completely forgot about it. The finale came and went, and I just didn't care anymore. Fucking lame. Dialogue.
Oh my, hello.
Romani's going to take our milk to Clocktown too.
You're looking after the place. The cows would be all alone otherwise.
Yes, sister.
I'm going by wagon into town. Would you like a ride? I'll be leaving about 6 o'clock this evening, so you can join me if you'd like.
Perfect. 6 o'clock, that's easy to skip to.
When I think about shows that got really fucked up by the release schedule, of course, I think of Steven Universe.
Oh my god.
And that kind of predated the whole Netflix dropping a whole show thing, but it was like...
Steven Bond.
It started with like, they had delays, alright? Like, it wasn't ever a deliberate, oh, we're gonna do this on purpose because it's a good idea. It was like, the show has delays.
Yeah.
And so... They released like 4 episodes at once, but it just so happened they were like the 4 best episodes of the show so far. It caused all this social media stir, and everybody called it the Steven Bomb. And then they were like, oh, okay, well, from now on, Steven Universe releases in batches of 4 or 5 episodes. But it was like, it usually didn't make as much sense. Like, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the 4 best episodes every time, you know? It was like, okay, the show just comes out in random fits and spurts that are... themselves getting delayed, you know, so
had the most fuck-ass release schedule possible. It's like, for season 3, they released the whole season in a month. It was like 1 episode every weekday for 4 weeks straight. And then season 4 and 5 were just so slow to come out that I like lost my investment. I remember during season 5, like waiting.
There's 5 seasons of Steven Universe?
There's 5 seasons of the original show, and then a movie, and then there's Steven Universe Future, which is like basically an additional season.
I had no idea there was so much.
Yeah.
They're all like different lengths too, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Season 1's like 50 episodes or something. Like,
season 1 is the exception. The other ones are like around like 25 to 30-ish episodes, I think. And it's really good. Like, if you binge the show, it's great. But if you, like, while it was coming out, season 5 was fucking agonizing to sit through because it was just, like, waiting for crumbs. Like, people were so pissed anytime an episode didn't move the main plot forward. It was just horrible. The fandom spaces were horrible. And the release schedule was, like, damaging the flow of the show itself.
Making, like, a super long story is incredibly hard because it's so like you can't buy the time to do it. You
Yeah.
know, like where do you find 300 hours? Why did I say only 300 hours? That's such a low number. Like, consider all the production time. Like, imagine if Steven Universe had just been produced in its entirety before any of it came out, and like there was no marketing, no merchandising over the course of the show. Like
Yeah.
the whole cost of it had to be fronted, and then it was expected to like drop, and everybody watches the whole thing, and from that point on cares about it forever. Like it's just not it's not likely to happen. Like there's always going to be some kind of balance of how do we keep making this thing but also keep making it viable and keep it profitable. And like it's funny how like something like Bleach, for instance, I think is the perfect example of a manga that's just like agonizing to read as it came out because fucking nothing happens in each chapter. Like
I know that's true because every time I've heard someone tell me like what part is the part where Bleach gets bad, it's always like a different part, and usually the
it's
part
where
where
they
they,
caught up.
yeah, it's where they got caught up.
Literally where they caught up. I got to, because like a lot of people hate the Huero Munko arc that comes right after Soul Society. I thought that shit was incredibly badass, and I got to like the very end of it, and then I was caught up, and literally within 2 months, I was like, I can't read this anymore. And like, since it's ended, I've never gone and tried to just finish it, so I don't know how I would feel about the rest of it. But I suspect it is nowhere near as bad to read at once because it was written to be read at once. Like that's the author explicitly said so. It's very cinematic with its pacing. It's just a matter of like Shonen Jump chapter is only 20 pages.
Yeah.
And writing more than 20 pages in a week would be insane. It's already insane to draw 20 pages in a week.
Yeah.
But when you're pacing it cinematically in a way where you're trying to show like every movement of the blade, like the characters are having these elaborate fights, and like sometimes a few pages is just a few sword swings and that's all that happens, and so
Yeah.
like literally one thing would happen per chapter, and like when you read 8 chapters in a row it would take less than 10 minutes to do in one sitting. But
in my experience, just about every manga is better when you binge it. It's been pretty rare for that not to be the case. I've had this paused because the next section is pretty dialogue heavy.
I see.
Let's get into
jump
it.
in.
Oh, good evening. I'm going to town now to deliver milk. Would you like a ride?
I really like this little side quest.
That's great. Tonight I'm kind of lonely. I welcome company.
Horse time. There's even another horse. Epona kind of got knocked away by the...
Bye.
I guess it's been a while now since our father died. I'm trying to take care of the ranch, but, the cows always seem bothered and frazzled, and I'm finding broken bottles everywhere. Who's doing it, I don't know. My sister Romani has been worried too. She's practicing using a bow. She says it's to stop something. Say, what are the townsfolk saying about that moon? It's bigger than before, isn't it?
I like how they just think it's bigger, not that it's closer.
In town, I have a friend. Her name's Anju. Anju, the day after tomorrow, is her wedding. And I'm in love with her, and she needs to break up with him and get with me. I wonder if it will fall, that thing.
Cozy vibes.
In the same way that media trains you so that like if a woman or a man like mentions the other, like a person of the other sex in a movie, you're immediately like, oh, they're gonna fuck. I feel that way when a woman mentions another in media. I'm just like, ah, yes, lesbians. All right, she's thinking about her. There must be gay.
What? The road?
It's nice of them to animate this horse like sneezing.
He's whinnying.
Boy, get your bow ready.
I have a name.
Something spooky's going on.
First Milk Road is blocked by a boulder, and now... We have to take this detour through ugly country.
Ugly country.
The fucking Gorman brothers.
Nothing but ones and twos running around.
Are you ready, boy? I'm going to try to get us through here as fast as I can. If any pursuers come from behind, chase them off with your arrows. They may be after my cargo of milk bottles. Do you understand? Thanks, I'm relying on you. If we can get through here, I'll have a big thanks for you.
Big thanks.
Jesus.
Is it Puff Puff?
Puffy puffy?
What the fuck are these guys? They're like the little fucking, what are they called? From, Star Wars. Not the Ewoks, but
The
the other
Jawa
dudes.
masks, yeah.
Is that what they're called? The guys from the first movie in the desert?
Yeah, the Jawas.
They're
They,
the
little tiny guys with beady eyes, and they go, it's my favorite noise.
These guys are very Jawa coded, I think.
They are. They absolutely are. So they redesigned
Another one
that
of those
mask.
things I had no idea this was in this game. Like, what? What?
Yeah, these are a couple of assholes I'll be catching up with later. They're the Gorman brothers.
Are they Gormans? Like food Gormans?
They're just a couple of ugly dudes.
Mr. Barton was happy to get his first delivery in quite a while. Thank you. You were pretty cool.
Yeah.
This isn't very big, but accept my thanks.
I guess. Oh, oh, you give me a cow!
I got the cow hat. I can get into the milk bar now.
By doing one good deed, a child becomes an adult. That mask is only given to a limited number of adult customers. It's proof of membership. I now acknowledge you as being an adult.
This sounds like her. Like she's like, I'm into you, so you're officially of age, according to me. Hold on.
Yeah, just like, where is this going?
What do you mean I'm an adult?
Yeah, bother, I'm busy. Going off to the milk bar so late at night? Uh-huh.
The milk bar.
Yep, that's what I need this fucking cow hat for. I can get into the milk bar now.
I see. So it is for illegal activity.
Open from 10 p.m.? Well, how'd he get in? He's not even wearing the cow hat. Hey, I'm a paying customer too. You pieces of shit. I got my hat and everything. I'm an adult. As you can see. I'm an adult. Fucking move. Right, let me in. They say, I see you're a member. Okay, well, nobody in here is wearing a fucking cow hat, so I'm gonna take this off.
This is kind of swank. I want to hang out here.
Sure, it's
Sir,
the rules.
it's the rules. Oh, I like your voice more. Mario's here.
Please wear your Romani's mask inside the bar. Why isn't anyone else wearing one? Fuck you. Have a drink. What'll it be? Regular milk or chateau?
Chateau. Ooh. What do you get from Chateau?
It gives you
Fancy milk.
unlimited magic until you reset the clock, I think.
Oh, that's sick.
It's pretty sick. I always use it
What's
against the
that
final
little?
boss.
Is he a Zora? He looks kind of like the King Zora, but like as a baby.
Yeah, that's
It's
her.
gotta be Zora.
That's her little side quest I can't do just yet, but soon.
Fresh people.
Now thinking about what I need to do next. Go back and fucking... Yeah. Gotta go to this fuck-ass Gorman Brothers. Or...
Fuck ass. I like the nighttime atmosphere of this town.
Yeah.
It's like at daytime, it's so like the music is so much that it feels like, it feels like you really got to get shit done, and like you're being constantly goaded on about like, oh, you don't have time, you don't have time, But like at night, it's just much more chill and like,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's just kind of getting drunk and forgetting about the moonfall. Like,
Ugh. There's so many errands to run in this game. The bank worker in this game is so gender. Never thought about it, but you're right.
agreed. Very agreed.
I take so much of this game for granted because I've been playing it my whole life.
Yeah, Nintendo games have always been on that, like, they're not like trying to put anything explicitly gay in their games, but everything is kind of gay somehow. Like, and I don't think that's the intent. I think they're just trying to like evoke a sense of queerness in general. Like the word queer before it explicitly was like a gay thing.
Yeah. You haven't played Skyward Sword, but did you know about the fucking gay-ass supervillain in that game?
I only remember the weird fucking fairy. Fi. Yeah, I remember Fi. I don't remember the gay villain.
Yeah, there's a villain in Skyward Sword named Girahim, who's got like this, he's just like a really flamboyant dude, and he does that thing, the like anime villain thing where he like licks his lips, and he has like a long creepy tongue that goes blah, blah, blah. And he kind of like acts like he's, I don't know, like he'll get real close to Link while giving his evil monologue and stick his tongue out like blah, blah, blah. It's like people are mad about it being like a
type from like from Yu-Gi-Oh, like
yeah,
like a gay child molester vibe. Like,
yeah.
creepy weirdo man.
It was that kind of vibe where people were like upset about it because it came across as like a homophobic caricature, and they used like the same archetype immediately in A Link Between Worlds like a year later.
There's two of these fuckers.
These are the fuckers that were trying to steal the milk from the cart. Oh yeah, I should slow down time again.
I can't believe he got cloned. Mayday from Space says, I love Girahim. Well, that's the thing, right?
He's a
like
gay icon for sure.
I feel like with like camp representation, it's one of those things where like if one person on the staff stood up and said like I'm gay and I wanted this, then everybody would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because like gay people love camp. Like that's why we're associated with it. Like it's not an accident, like. But when like it just so happens that camp makes for like a really fun villain portrayal, and so it tends to come up. But it's like, yeah, but gay people want to do an over the top villain performance sometimes, like a lot of those camp villains are iconic with gay people. So
it's true.
There's a level where I get like being upset if like, especially if it's a trend, like seeing like how many times Disney like just made the villain like kind of campy and gay, and usually not even like over the top campy and gay, just like kind of faggy, like Scar or like Jafar, just like kind of. Well, Jafar is more of like a pedophile, I guess, but
Ursula is just straight up based on a drag queen.
Ursula is more like actually, like camp, like over the top camp drag.
Yeah.
But that's also why I think she's not as like hated as some of the other camp performances, because people feel like there's like a solid grounding of like, well, no, this is like a real gay person like performance, like being imitated here. Yeah, I don't know. I like big gay villains. Just as much as I like big gay heroes. A lot of the times those big gay villains steal the show from the boring, drab, straight hero.
That's true.
Also, a lot of the times, I like to imagine that those characters Like, especially if they're presented as thinking they are straight, but while acting like super camp gay, that, like, that's why they're evil, is because they won't just admit they're gay. Like, trying to be straight is the problem.
Just like Steven Crowder.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a lot of, I mean, that's, in real life, this is a very common story, you know? It's the, methinks you protest too loudly, happens all the time. Like, people who are doing, you know, gay stuff under the covers are the ones who are the, you know, litigate against gay stuff.
It's me now. I'm the Jawa.
That's adorable. I didn't even know about this mask at all.
You need it to get to the 4th and final area of the game. That's not where we're going next. I just felt like doing that now while the fucking horse dudes are on my mind. Now we're going to the west for the Zora Cape. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking about Kuja from Final Fantasy IX, but like, he's not really portrayed as straight per se. He's just like a megalomaniacal villain, but like, just everything about him is the most like the most androgynous character design that they could possibly do, but in the most evil way. Like the most, like, I am using androgyny to look as like mysterious and different and off-putting and inhuman as I could look while still coming off as a human being. Truly Bowian alien shit.
Would you look at that? Where the seagulls are.
Where the seagulls cry, even. You could say that this spot right here is, in fact, Umineko no Naku Koroni. Somebody! Please! Get me! To shore!
Okay.
No, live in the water?
Fucking,
Fish people!
like, grab you. There we go. It's a little awkward.
You just kind of shove him. A block pushing puzzle, but you're in a guy's ass.
Mayday from Space says trans porn is widely popular in states with trans healthcare bans, etc., etc. Yeah. It's funny to me when people wonder about that. Like, they're like, how can people be so transphobic while also loving trans porn? And I'm like, it's not as much of a contradiction as it looks like if you think about the fact that they do the same thing with cis women.
Why do men hit their wives?
Consuming copious amounts of porn while hating women. It's like, I don't know, they do it to all women, not just trans people.
It's always about control. It's not about that they hate you, it's that they want to control you.
Basically, yeah.
I am Mikau of the Zora people, guitarist in the Zora band. I think this is it for me. My final message. Will you listen to it? I didn't realize you literally watched this man die and then, like, take his face off of him.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh, baby, baby, listen to me. The carnival's beginning soon. We're the ones they're waiting to see. But that girl, our vocalist, she laid some strange eggs, and she's lost her voice. You can't hear what she says. Whoa, whoa, in great pain, now something is happening, is it now? Baby! Oh, baby, listen to me, I don't want... Pirates, they stole that girl's eggs. I went to stop the Gerudo pirates, and then pow and bam, I got knocked down, and here I am. Baby, if I die like this, even if I die, I won't be in peace, that's for sure. Somebody please rescue her eggs before the pirates take their toll. Oh, somebody please heal my soul. That's all. Thank you. And then he died. What a fucking wow. This game is insane. Man sings a silly exposition song and then dies on the beat, and then you steal his face and
Yep.
complete his mission.
Oh, I'll heal you, alright. Yeah, I'll heal you. Don't worry. Just gonna peel your skin off real quick.
Scale that fish. That's what you call it, right? When you peel the scales off a fish, just scaling it.
I
think.
know. Why are you asking me? I'm not a fishmonger.
Fish people!
Ask me
Is
such
that Fish Angel? Is that a Fish Angel from Fish Heaven?
No, that's his girlfriend, the one who lost her voice. And her eggs got
Oh.
stolen from pirates.
Is she dead?
No. He's seeing his bandmates.
This is DMT trip.
You should watch what you say about the fish people. My Totodile's right here.
Totodile.
In Fish World, we call that murder.
Out on the streets, they call it murder.
Her mask has big ears. Finally.
Flora mask, yes, now you can swim around and be cool.
More importantly, I can play the guitar.
It's such an improvement on the swimming mechanics. Carve my farewell song on my grave. I'm depending on you to help that singer girl.
His ghost just like follows you around for the rest of time, playing terrible music. Don't worry, Link. I will always be with you to play my favorite songs by Nickelback.
Never made it as a wise man.
Why is that always the first one people think of?
There's this great Ryan Long, he's a comedian, bit about white people being put in internment camps in the future, and they're singing white people spirituals. It's like, never made it as a wise man. Don't waste your time on me, I'm already a boy. Blink 182.
The fact that you can just do this, change the pitch of your fucking notes.
Oh, that's awesome. Play Metallica. Yeah. That's the shit right there.
Also do this.
The bell tolls.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, that. Everything about the Zora is basically the coolest thing imaginable.
Electro shield. And the
Whoever
best.
designed this was just an expert in coolness.
Dolphin jump is peak.
I'm honestly surprised that like this character isn't just generally more popular. I mean, I guess the N64 is like the shittiest selling console ever or whatever, so nobody's played this game, but like I'm surprised there's not like a huge fandom around Zoras and like people having Zora Sona shit like that.
I remember when they did the remake of this game and they made the Zora swimming worse. I'm sure a lot of
Maybe they
people...
just look too similar to one another to have like a strong Sona sense. Like what was great about the My Little Pony ponies is that even though they all literally have the exact same body like shape for the most part, you know, they could come in any color, any hairstyle, and they all had a distinct cutie mark. So it's like very easy to make something that is obviously a My Little Pony, but just unique enough that it's obviously your My Little Pony. And that's why it's so popular to have a pony Sona when, you know, not every fictional race gets that treatment.
Of course. Same goes for Sonic the Hedgehog OCs.
Yes.
Like Build
yes.
a Bear.
Make something that kind of looks like Sonic, but it's just its own thing.
That's why Sonic Forces was so disappointing. It was a Sonic game that lets you make your OCs, and they're all fucking ugly no matter what you do. because the options they give you are terrible.
You ever seen the Berserk anime?
Which one?
The
Seen a
original
few.
one, the good one.
I've seen parts of the good one, like maybe like half of it. I realized that there were like filler episodes, and then I got a little mad and didn't finish it. Though I have,
Are there really filler episodes in OG Berserk?
yes, they removed stuff from the Golden Age arc in the manga, and they added new stuff that's boring, which is a little sad.
Damn, I don't even remember what they added. I know what they subtracted because it's
Yeah.
why the story ends in a way that it like couldn't continue because it's just broken. Like they left too much out.
Yeah, fucking Skeleton Knight, goddammit. But I've seen the Golden Age movies in full. Very mixed feelings about those, and I've seen 2 episodes of Berserk 2016, mostly to laugh at it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's
I
the
asked
worst
because,
anime I've ever seen.
In original Berserk, it has this amazing soundtrack by Susumu Hirasawa, and one of the songs for that show is a song called "Forces." That's very, very well known. And the hook just goes like "Ha he forces." And so whenever you say Sonic Forces, I think Sonic Forces.
That's fucking awesome. That's sad
That
faces.
sad face can tell you something. You can see it in her expression.
She no speak. Her eggs are gone. I'm gonna get her eggs back
Oh,
after I hit
she's
this
fucking
thing.
depressed into being mute. That's sad and adorable. Moe, I want to help. For the first time in a Zelda game, I actually feel like I need to help this woman with her problems.
For the first time in a Zelda game, I actually like and respect women.
I mean, Zelda is fine, but she's a princess. She could like, she has all of the power and access. Like, this girl is just some girl who sings, you know. She didn't have such a beautiful voice, she'd have to turn tricks for a living.
The Zora town is a little funny just because you can talk to all the Zora people and the bandmates and stuff, and I guess each of the bandmates like plays a different tune from Link's Awakening. Like they're all playing a piece of the Ballad of the Windfish. It was pretty sweet.
Wonder if this game is set secretly in the Link's Awakening universe.
Yeah, this
It
is
is
this is Koholint Island. It's right next door.
It's got that, you know, that implication of dreaminess, otherworldly teleportation, ending up some other place.
It's all a dream. None of this is real. You are gay. You are gay in real life, Link. You are gay.
If you're gay in the game, you gay for real.
People gay when they are gay.
If you play a gay on the internet, you are gay in real life also. I feel like that actually deserves to be said.
Who's that guy? I've been catching fish in these seas for 30 years. Comes to catching fish, I'm even better than the Zoras. That's what I'd like to be saying anyway. Lately, the seawater has gotten really warm. Hasn't helped my fishing at all. What's worse, this water has gotten murky, so when I ship out, I always lose my way and somehow end up back at shore. We fishermen and even the fish are in a real predicament. Okay, so that guy's like mad autistic about fishing. What does the seahorse have to say?
Help me! Please take me back to the waters near Pinnacle Rock!
Are you interested in
Are
that
you
fish? It's a rare fish, isn't it? It's called a seahorse. I caught it swimming around here just off of Pinnacle Rock. Since it's rare, I was thinking of selling it at the town carnival, which should be starting soon. If you want, I'll give it to you on one condition. You have a pictograph of the female pirates? No. What's this? I guess you don't have one after all. Technically, I do have a pictograph of a female pirate, but it's all blurry. It's not that great. It's covered in stains, too. The all-important face. I can't see it very well. Any good picture of a pirate will do. Even a snapshot of the
This
guard.
man wants pornography in exchange for his sentient
This guy
horse
is
fish.
I mean, you could see it in his eyes. He voted for Trump, no question. Like after that conversation, this dude is fucking
He's
crazy.
thoroughly MAGA for sure. Hey, that's the entire stage from fucking Melee.
Oh, yeah, even Tingle's up there. He's way up there too. He's so high up. My God. Okay, so I need to get the seahorse, but I need a picture of a female pirate. All the pirates are female. He did not need to specify female. He just felt like adding that bit. So, do you have any pictures of a female?
After I said if you're gay in the game, you're gay in real life, Mayday said however, if you're gay in the game in Vegas, you're only gay in real life when you're in Vegas. So how does this apply to like if I play Sony Vegas at home and I'm gay in Sony Vegas, am I only gay at home in if I play Sony Vegas at home and I'm gay in Sony Vegas and then I go to Vegas, am I gay as soon as I walk in? That's the question. Like, am I pre-gay? Like, does my actions in fictional Vegas apply to real Vegas even if I'm not in real when I'm playing?
I'm gonna make the obvious joke here and just say that if the exception to this rule is that if you're playing Fallout New Vegas, you're gay by default.
That's also true. I don't know how it is that Fallout New Vegas became such a like trans game. Like somehow that's the legacy it's ended up with. Is that it's beloved by trans women in perpetuity.
Quite an epic meme that trans women have good taste in video games, I guess.
I've never played it, so I can't make a quality judgment about the taste of playing New Vegas.
It's okay, I'll do it for you. Fallout New Vegas is fucking great.
Mad Dog says, what mod is this? It's technically a whole recomposition of the entire game into a PC game. So it's not a mod, but a remake.
Yeah, it's a native PC port. It's called Zelda 64 Recomp. And it's going to be updated in the future. They're going to add Ocarina of Time and make these like a package deal. And the guy working on it says after he finishes the Zelda games, he wants to do one of the Banjo games.
Very clean.
Yeah, this one already has mod support. It's got like an HD texture pack mod from Narrel, a YouTuber that I quite enjoy. Let me see which mods I actually have installed real quick, just to show. I can play the guitar underwater, so I can fast travel even when I'm at the bottom of the ocean. HD texture pack, disable draw distance so I can see everything. Improved world map, so it's more accurate to what the map actually looks like in game. Oh yeah, the skybox. That one came with the HD texture pack actually. And this one is actually installed by default using the D-pad for the ocarina and the masks. It's like a huge life change.
Is Metroid like generally popular with trans girls, you think?
I have no idea.
Like to me it seems like a very obvious like it would be, you know? Like I mean, trans girls love fucking Hollow Knight.
I'd assume it's as popular with trans girls as it is with any group of people, just because Metroid's really cool. I don't know.
Nobody. It's not a very popular game series, but I don't know. Like I've seen like women talk about Metroid. I've seen a couple of trans. I've seen like one video that's like a trans and haven't actually watched yet. That I have like open. It's called What If Metroid Was a Girl, and haven't looked at that one yet, but I'm interested. But like, I would think that it would be like an obvious candidate as like trans girl culture. I just don't feel like it ever comes up in the way that like Guilty Gear or Fallout New Vegas or Smash come up as like stuff trans girls like. What's another? Celeste, obviously. So that's one actually trans, so it makes like sense. Can you think of another like video game that's stereotypically like, oh, trans girls? Of course, this game.
Stardew Valley? I don't know.
Interesting.
I just think of like girlfriend games, like the kind of thing that like anyone who is like, I don't know, like basically every fucking girl I know plays like the same 5 games. Not that that's like the only games they play, just that like just about every girl I've met who is into video games
all are into.
It will
Animal Crossing, Sonic.
Sonic actually does feel more transcoded to me. I was thinking of like Skyrim, Animal Crossing, Stardew, Minecraft.
But everyone's played Minecraft, so that's not.
Games, yeah. These aren't even just like
Skyrim and Minecraft are just too fucking popular for it to be like attributable to any one. That's why I think it's so funny that like, because I feel like there was a long period of time where Fallout New Vegas just like a game that everybody considered one of the greatest games of all time in general. But then in recent years, suddenly it's taken on this. Oh, but also every trans girl like agrees on aspect. I'm like, okay, interesting. And I'm wondering like how much of that is just like trans girls like the fact like, hey, we have good taste and it's a good game, so of course, and how much of it is like uniquely a trans thing, like what is it about that game that makes it appeal to trans people uniquely, I guess. I'll have to look in to see if somebody has a video about Fallout specifically.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guilty Gear is like an obvious one, there's a trans girl in it.
Yeah, Guilty Gear, of course. That's my favorite fucking fighting game, Guilty Gear Xrd.
I need to get the newest Guilty Gear, because I think I've played it once, but I have never owned it, and I recently got really into the soundtrack, because like every couple of years they just kind of seemingly re-release, like they'll just like release an album that has like 13 songs from the games on it, but a lot of them have the same songs, so I'm not really sure what the logic is of why they decide to put out another project other than just, hey, remember these songs? And some of them are just so fucking good I can't stop listening to them, and I was like, they're actually theme songs of new characters that I haven't played with yet because they're from the new game, so I should probably catch up to this franchise. It's one of those things where I have a hard time playing a game that I know if I like tried to make friends with someone on the basis of that they like this game, they are inevitably going to be taking it way more seriously than me, and maybe not be that fun to play if they're like really. So I'm always hesitant to get into that kind of game. I feel like I'm going to get made fun of for being bad.
I'm horrible at fighting games, but I played them with friends and stuff. It's actually the only time I played Guilty Gear Strive was at a friend's house, and I think I like gave him money to buy the Bridget DLC so I could play her. I don't remember much of the game besides at some point while we were playing together, he started kicking my ass because he was playing a sole bad guy because he's a fucking scrub, and he started kicking my ass, and during the heat of battle I just said, if you beat me at this, you're transphobic. And he started laughing really hard and I almost won, but I didn't quite.
I got to address this. Mayday from Space said downloading Metroid 1, 2, and Super Metroid to my 3DS right now. I do got to tell you that probably the better experience you'll have with Metroid 1 playing the remake Zero Mission. Because Zero Mission is super fun, and Metroid 1 is really fucking hard and frustrating, and I don't think either of us has actually beat it.
Metroid 1 is more fun if you go into it the mindset of like, I'm playing a boomer game and I need to like hand draw my own maps and stuff.
Use save scumming. Just accept it, because like it's a password save system, so regardlessly how far you get into turn it off and back on, you're gonna have to write down a fucking password to get back to where you were. And also, every time you die, you respawn with 30 health. You have to grind health back up. There's no like health regeneration station, and grinding health can be hard. Like you could take damage while trying to grind health very easily. AVGN talked about all. the trilogy, which is quite good. Um, and yeah, like it's still a classic game, and like Super Metroid is basically a remake of Metroid. Like you do all the same stuff, they just added in a lot more, and like it literally has all the same story beats, the same villains. Like on a narrative level, it makes no fun that like everyone's back who you beat in the first game, but they just are. That you beat them all again.
Yeah.
You go through some of the same environments, some of the same music. It really is like a souped up version of Metroid.
Super
1.
Metroid was the first one I played, and it literally starts with the prologue cutscene that catches you up on the plot of the first 2 games. So,
Yeah,
it's not a bad.
which are
place to
very
start.
simple.
I would also say
then-
if you're open up to like remakes and stuff for Metroid 2, I personally prefer the fan remake AM2R,
Yeah.
which is free and can
Well,
easily be
Metroid
found.
2 is also just actually good. So like you could just play that one and be fine. Because they've like the stuff that makes Metroid 1 too frustrating to me is mostly like the save system and the lives. Like the fact that you start off with so little health and you have to grind your way back up. It's just like you will lose track of what you were even doing in the game just because you have to spend so much time trying to get yourself ready to continue. And Metroid 2 fixed all that. Like it has health regeneration stations, it has save points, like it would be interesting to play that as your first Metroid, or like if you gave up on Metroid 1, I wouldn't say skip Metroid 2. Like just go straight. You know, if you give up on 1, go straight to 2. If you give up on 2, go straight to Super, and then maybe, you know, if you love Super, you might want to go back to 2 afterwards. But
Yeah.
yeah, 2 has multiple remakes. It has the official one made by Nintendo, and then AM2R, the fan one that's like more faithful.
Yeah. I would personally rank them as like the fan remake is the best, the original is second best, and I think the official remake is actually the worst way to play Metroid 2.
Mm.
It's just so drawn out and like annoying with the way they changed its gameplay. I don't like the parry mechanic at all in that game.
I was thinking about trying to play it again recently because I have it, and then my 3DS can't. I If no means to play it, I should probably just sell it because it's worth like $50 or something now.
Cutscene. I've been waiting for you. And did you find the rest of the eggs?
No, but that's because
What are you trying to pull here? If people hear the great pirates have lost the treasure they stole, we'll become the laughingstock.
Yes, but Avail, the sea is strangely murky where we were attacked by the sea snakes.
Silence! That's why the Zoras can't send for any help. Now that the eggs are gone, the Zoras should be frantically searching for them. If we don't hurry, the Zoras will get to them before we do. There are 4 eggs here now. Hurry, go find the other 3 eggs before those sea snakes eat them.
Understood.
Wait. The Zora eggs are the only clue we have about that dragon cloud floating over the bay. If what that strange masked one says is true, and if we can get our hands on the treasure that lies sleeping in the temple in that dragon cloud, then we can spend the rest of our lives living the good life. So get a move on and go find them, now!
Understood.
you know, I had like forgotten to even consider what the Gerudo would be doing in this game. Like
Yeah.
that, obviously they had to be in it.
They are all women.
We have a
pirates.
good view of their leader's room from here. And I bet if you needed to, you could shoot an arrow through these bars.
Yeah, so we're
thanks. I figured.
in the pirates' fortress here, and if I don't know if you can see down there, I don't think it'll let me, but there's there's a Zora egg right there in the room with them. Just so happens there's also a wasp nest dangling over the leader.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
The way they all have the same voice.
I only have 3 bottles, and they said there's 4 eggs in the fortress, so I'm gonna have to make 2 trips, but that's okay, because I want to... Zinc helpfully pointed out, said, "Did you get the stone mask?" I forgot to get the stone mask. This part is much easier with the stone mask. So, gonna make a trip out with this Zora egg and come back, but it'll be easier to come back because now I got this thing that's in this chest. Yeah, baby.
Oh, the hook shot. Why is it gold? What's going on
It
here?
looks totally different now. It's the child-sized hook shot, clearly.
It's just fucking clams. Did not even think about what those guys would be doing in this game either.
Yaha.
Clam chowder.
Pick that up. Give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omelet time.
No.
Why the hell does Zoras come out of eggs? I guess they are fish people.
Which with the egg? Down there. Put that there. And put that there. There we go. That's the way it should be. That's the way God intended. Get me out of here.
Rona, you should mail me your copy of Metroid Dread so I can play it right now.
True.
You should just stuff it through the computer screen real quick. I really should have borrowed that from you when I was at your house.
For
Should have
real.
been like, let me get this real quick. 'Cause, I don't know if it's... I've never really looked into Switch emulations. I don't know how difficult it's to...
That's like one of the
Get
only
Dread
Switch
running.
games. I've emulated 2 Switch games in my day, and Metroid Dread runs really smoothly on that thing. The other game I emulated was Pokemon Legends Arceus, because I didn't want to pay money for that. People told me it was good, and I looked at it, and it looked super ugly and unfinished. So I'm like, okay, well, I trust the people that this is good. But that's not $60, so I decided to try emulating it. It's good, you know. It's like the tutorial.
That's the one where you
is
go
like
back in time, right?
yeah, and you get like an iPhone that's like a god iPhone. It's like
I have
Arceus
basically
style.
only heard that is like the best Pokemon game.
Yeah. You know, that's
That's
what
what
I heard
that's what
too.
Bird thought.
Everybody tells
And,
me it's really good. It's the best Pokemon ever, and I play it, and the tutorial is like 6 hours long. It's boring as fuck. So I'm like, maybe the good part is after this, and I'm just like getting bored too quickly.
Wait, is there a Pokemon that doesn't have a 6-hour tutorial at the start anymore? Like, that was Sun and Moon. Like, that's why I couldn't. I really wanted to play Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon or whatever. Like, and then I started it back up, and I immediately remember, like, the first 4 hours are literally non-stop, unskippable cutscenes and tutorials, and I don't think I can do this right now. And never got back to it.
Well, you know what? I never even came close to finishing Sun and Moon because of all those cutscenes at the beginning. It bored the fuck out of me.
Yep.
And I hit the same
That part
problem
is
with Sword and Shield, and then I stopped buying Pokemon games.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very like I haven't bought a new Pokemon game in so long. I'm just like, you know, if the new one, if ZA gets good reviews, I'll consider it. Like I have high hopes for it. I'm just not like, is it like high hopes, low expectations kind of thing? Or like,
I can't even comprehend why they wouldn't make it so at least on your second playthrough or on the, second make of the game, you could skip the cutscene. Like, one thing in Sun and Moon, it's a whole other thing. You're in deliberate pseudo sequel or a version that's meant to be played by people who already played the game, and you still can't skip anything. It's weird to me that Nintendo seems to be thinking so little about the idea that you might want to play the game more than once, or that you might just not care about the fucking tutorial, I understand wanting to make it not skippable so that kids can't accidentally skip it if they need to see that information. But again, there should be something you can turn on that lets you do it. At the very least, on the second playthrough. It seems ludicrous to make you watch all that shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking about people like you who, like, your expectation is, I'm playing this video game because if I like it, I'm going to play it 15 times.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you start playing it and you feel like, I'm definitely not going to want to play this more than once, then already it feels like the game is just not going to, like, it's not going to be something meaningful that sticks with you forever. Feel that right away just because you can't skip all these fucking cutscenes, you know?
Yeah. I ran out of steam. I mean, I just, like... Was it Matthew Matosis who came up with the idea of, like, a video game like introverts and extroverts, where it's, like, some people expend energy during cutscenes and, like, gain energy from gameplay, and some people are the opposite?
Interesting.
So, like, I'm definitely the type where, like, I gain energy from, like, actively engaging in the game, and I lose energy during cutscenes and stuff, which is why, like, for me it was really easy to play a game like The Last of Us, where it's kind of equal parts both, where it's, like, the story heavy, like, the dialogue parts give me a break from the action, then the action wakes me back up and gets me excited to keep going. I played that whole game in, like, a day.
Yeah, I mean, typically I always play a game in like a day if I'm playing it, so if I actually beat it, I mean. With The Last of Us, it was, I think 2 afternoons, but I did it all on live stream, so it felt like it was one long, unbroken session.
It was 2 sessions for me, because the game starts with, like, 2 hours of boring, like, tutorial shit.
Yeah.
And then once you get over that hump, like, once you meet Ellie is where the game actually gets good. And from then on, I was, like, set, and I could just, like, plow through the other 10 hours of the game in one go.
Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say about The Last of Us, and it made me think about The Last of Us. Rolling. What?
I was just talking about how, like, I gain energy from, like, doing shit in
Oh,
games.
yeah.
Most people
The cutscenes
seem
and
to not
stuff.
do that. Such
It
as when-
definitely depends on the player. I mean,
Yeah.
like, something that always shocks me is, like, if you go into any massively multiplayer online game, the bulk of the player base you will find literally standing there, like, in a town somewhere. Like, there's almost always one place that is the most popular, like, social congregation spot, and there will be hundreds of people just standing there, like, and I really think all they really are coming to is that feeling. Like, I'm in a place with a bunch of other people, and everyone can see me, they can see what I like. It's basically the, like, going to the club, but for people who can't stand the club, you know, like, it's just a place to be seen and be in public, but in a weird, you know, video gamey abstract way.
Yeah.
This man is dead, I take it.
Nope, everyone just ignores him.
Oh.
I'm about as impressive as a stone, right? I'm used to it, though. I have a request. Can you give me some medicine that would make even an unnoticeable stone like me feel better? Here you go. Is that it? Oh. I feel better, I think. Thanks. Oh, here, in gratitude. Hell yeah. Wear it to become as plain as a stone. Now, let me practice standing out. Hey, he's doing it.
Mayday from Space said, yeah, my wife likes to hang out on relays in Warframe. And, like, when it comes to, like, Warframe and games like that, like, I always think about how there's like dozens of games that each have like hundreds, if not thousands of people, like, kind of just chilling at any given, like, it's crazy how much of it there is and how much the experience is not that different between them all, you know, like, if you're just standing around having conversation, they're not especially different conversations. Like, they might be about the contents of the game you're playing, but, you know, it's the same type of conversation. So it's fascinating to me, like, what draws people to a specific game, you know, like, why choose that one over. why was web fishing such a big deal last year? You know, like what is it about the aesthetic of cats fishing that made that the new place for, you know, people to stand around and use chat as opposed to whatever other game they were playing?
My partner Josh, his favorite video game is Elite Dangerous, and I do believe it has quite a bit to do with his fascination with space and astronomy in general. 'Cause I think that's a game where you like make your own spaceship and shit. Like quite a bit of it is just flying through space. I don't really know much
I
about the
think
game
it's
at
like
all.
about like maintaining your ship and transporting things around like
Ye-
the galaxy. But yeah, it's definitely like a flight sim more than anything.
Yeah. And
Space. Yahtzee Croshaw was a big fan of that game.
I was gonna say Josh is definitely like a gaming introvert where he needs to already be awake to get into a video game. If he's like a game won't wake him up, like it will wake me up. It's like when
The concept what you're saying of a game waking you up is like alien to me. There's
yeah.
no way I'm like playing a video game because I'm not full of energy. I'll stare at a wall. You know, I'll clean ass stare at a wall for 30 minutes, but like
My feeling is like I'll come home from work just feeling kind of tired, and Josh is like, "You want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "I'm too tired for a movie. I'd rather play a game." And he's like, "What do you mean?" 'Cause, you know,
yeah.
I understand how it sounds strange because it doesn't take any effort to sit down and watch TV, but I'm like, for me it does. Like I feel like I need
It doesn't take
energy
any
to.
effort to play a video game either. Like to me, they're
Oh,
both something that I need energy to do personally. Like, because it's the mental work. Like
yeah.
it's I don't get anything out of something I'm not paying attention to personally. Like, when people say like turn your brain off, I'm like, if I turn my brain off, then I'm just staring blankly at nothing. You know, like why have a thing if I'm gonna. And even though I say that, I do very often ambient like videos playing in the background or music playing in the background, but um, I very pointedly am doing something else at the same. Like I'm thinking about something. It's not that I'm not thinking at all. I'm just not thinking that. You know.
Yeah. I
And
don't know.
sometimes I'm just drowning out noises, or you know.
It was like there's different games for different moods too. Like it's not like I always need a game to be super engaging and like, you know, there's different levels of focus. It's just sometimes when I am feeling low energy and unfocused, having a game to focus on helps me feel more like, you know, like it makes it easier to concentrate on other stuff. I was not even trying to surface that time. I see, just bounced off the ground. But yeah, I don't know. This like video games are just like like a brain stimulating activity for me. It's kind of like driving. Like pretty much every job I've had for the last like 5 years has been related to driving, because driving, like where I grew up, where I used to live in Illinois, driving is mindless because there's such low traffic density, and a lot, especially like truck driving, you're just driving in a straight line on like a highway for hours at a time. So it's like I am like, part of my concentration is focused on like moving the truck in a way that won't cause an accident. That doesn't take that much effort. So quite a bit of my brain space is still free to be occupied with other shit. And yeah, by the way, this stone mask, this makes me invisible.
Oh, nice.
That's how you get through this stealth section.
Very clean.
Yeah. Get me over there. Get the rest of those fucking eggs. And get a pictograph of one of the pirates.
Yeah, I have a tendency that if I am doing something, it takes a lot of focus, and I will get so hyper focused into what I'm doing that like typically something has to kind of wake me up out of it, or I like hit a stopping point, and then I kind of like, oh right, I'm a person, and like I need to move around and like do things, you know, look at the clock and make sure I didn't miss anything and like that kind of stuff. But like when I'm really like, especially writing, like if I'm really concentrated on writing something, it's like the world stops, You know, like I don't. In my mind, nothing else is going on. Just doing this task, and then like maybe I'll sit and write for 3 hours, kind of realize, oh yeah, the rest of the world was still moving in those. So now I have to catch up to it, and including like the physical wear on your body that comes from having just sat in like one pose for. It's not really a good thing, You do need to kind of. It's probably better to like set timers to stand up and stretch every half hour. You do at a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Keep your body alive.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, lately I've just had a tendency to get home from work and then disappear in a Dragon Quest VII for like 5 hours straight.
Yep.
It's a game that is built to be that way. It's a no-life type game.
And that's, again, like why I like the shorter games. It's just like, that is how I'm going to play it. So, like, if it's a 10-hour game and I'm going to play it in 2 5-hour sittings, that's 2 days, like, holy. If it's a 60-hour game and then I do it, like, 5 hours dedicated every single day, it's like, that's 2 weeks of concentrated nonstop. Obviously, I don't think the game is supposed to be played like that. It's meant to be like an integrated part of your daily life, like that you're picking up and putting down like periodically. But
I mean, Dragon
like
Quest
I said,
7,
I just get so obsessed.
Dragon Quest VII is a game where it's literally split into like every. It's a game where you explore a bunch of islands one by one, and each island has its own little story. So you're meant to like sit down for like 2 to 5 hours and just explore an island, talk to every NPC in the island, learn their story, see the story play out, maybe do a dungeon and fight a boss, and then leave the island, and then do some time travel shenanigans and visit the island again. And you do that whole process over and over again until you finish the game, and it takes a long fucking time.
That definitely sounds like the type of game that I would like probably get to some point where I completed one of the like individual arcs, maybe halfway through, and just feel like satisfied.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, ah, yes, saw the end of that story, and then just would never pick the game back up. Like, I would probably tell myself I was going to 15 years, but
that happened to me last year. I started the game about a year ago, and I played through the first 2 islands, and I was like, all right. Like, I'll get back to this when I'm ready to no-life a video game for 2 months.
There's just so many video games that require you to do that, that it's like, you really gotta decide, like, this is the one, There has to be something about it. That's what I never can get past, is like, I've downloaded, like, dozens and dozens of games that I have an interest in, but every single one of them, I'm like, I'll play it, I'll maybe get a couple hours into it, I see the scope of it, and then I realize, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that dedicated, like, to this specific experience for the next week or whatever.
Yeah, no, same for sure. Like, I don't normally get into big games like that. It has to be like the right time. Like, it was easy for me to finish Breath of the Wild when I lived apart from Josh. I lived in Illinois, and I came here to visit for Christmas one year, and basically anytime we weren't doing something together, I was like playing on my Switch or watching Star Wars. And that meant that, or like if he had to go to work or something and I had to stay at the house all day, like, well, I got my Switch with me. Very easy environment to just relax in and play Zelda all fucking day.
What the Switch has largely become for me is a shmup machine.
What?
Because I have like 6 shmups on it. So,
What?
Do you know what a shmup is? Is that why you're saying what?
Yeah.
Shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up games.
Ah,
Shmup. Shoot 'em ups. Yes. I'm surprised you have not encountered this term. But it is obviously a genre that was a lot more popular. With like, there was like a fuckload of, side-scrolling like games where you are a little fucking plane and you have to shoot other stuff out of the sky, starting from Galaga and from then on,
Yeah.
particularly I like the ones where you play as a cute little girl because you know, that's my favorite type of game. Is games you get to play as a cute girl. So there's the cute 'em up subgenre of shoot 'em up game, which is, you know, cute aesthetically themed shoot 'em up games, like the Toho games, most famous these days. Even they're like, Toho's not as much cutesy outright as it is like mysterious, but it is like a bunch of, you know, it's just like an endless number of cute girls in the game. But like, I'm particularly a big fan of the Dodonpachi game, which are mostly from the 90s, and there's, I don't remember if I don't think I have any Dodonpachi games on Switch. There are some on there, but they're just kind of expensive. I have some of them on emulators, and then on Switch there's a game called Like Dreamer and Cosmo Dream, which are both like Toho-esque, but kind of like they have more like of an easing in difficulty than the Toho game. And those are really cool. And then there's Twinkle Star Sprites, and I have a couple of Cotton games, and just some other like random like indie stuff. But yeah, basically any cute shooter I will give a shot. I am not good enough at them to like beat most of them, or like, which is why I haven't tried to talk about this more. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm super into fucking cute 'em ups, and then the people who are really into them are like, oh, play fucking obscure game X, and I'm like, no, I haven't gotten it. I'm still trying to get good enough to just clear Dodonpachi once, you know, like, particularly because so there's the, I guess, probably the studio that's known for making the best shoot 'em ups is a studio called Cave, and they made, their first game was called Donpachi, and then there's Dodonpachi, and then Dodonpachi Daiojo, and then a couple more, I don't remember the names of. Those first three are the ones that I played, particularly Dodonpachi and Dodonpachi Daiojo, and they're both really, really fun, but like past like level 4, it's almost impossibly difficult. If I ever truly get good, then I'll tell you all about it.
You just need more people to bully you into getting good at video games. That's worked for no
It
one.
just doesn't. It doesn't work on me. Is the problem.
I don't think it works for anybody. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I if somebody's like giving me a weird attitude about a game, it makes me think, oh, I don't want to have to like talk to people about this game. So like, I'm gonna just pretend I didn't. You know,
Oh, cringy people like
play
this.
this.
Okay.
I mean, there's cringy people who are into everything, but like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's the only kind of conversation you can find about a, you know, about a piece
Yeah.
of media. Like,
I want to make it my fucking mission to improve the average level of quality of Dragon Quest discussion on the internet. Because I have been so fucking upset recently. All like the weird fucking, like some of like the you know, like the alt-right gamers leaking in, being like, oh, Dragon Quest, more like censored Quest, because there's like one woman character who wears pants in the remake or something.
this is a part of why I am on some level like inclined towards trying to like deliberately get into games that, whether they are outright woke or not, at the very least like pass the wokeness tests, so that like I don't have to worry about who's gonna be like saying like with Metroid, the main character is a woman. Whether you consider Metroid woke or not, like you have to play as a, so like the chuds are just never gonna care about Metroid, you know, like they're never gonna be, there's never gonna be the like, oh, they put Metroid in too much clothes. Bitch was in armor from the fucking start, you know, full body armor, you can't even see her face. Metroid fans are much happier with Dread presenting her as like a completely emotionless hard ass, just like cool as fuck badass than they were with her being like a soft, feminine, other M presentation. Like everyone hated. So I feel like Metroid has, if anything, become like more feminist over time, and
Absolutely.
and is hopefully safe in that sense from being complained about Metroid getting woke or something. It would be really funny to see, if I'm being honest.
Well, if it isn't a Zora, how have things been going lately? Could you be coming to see me because you can't catch any fish? It's not good out there. Lately, I've been coming back empty-handed myself. Why, I was almost hoping you were coming to share with me.
What? Oh yeah, I have to look at the seahorse.
Help me! Please take me back to the waters near Pinnacle Rock!
If you want that seahorse, bring me a pictograph of a female.
Not finishing that sentence, just a female.
Oh, that's it. I had a picture like that. Well, aren't you a crafty one? You'll give that to me, won't you?
I'm gonna put something else in this jar as soon as that seahorse is out, now that I've got this material.
Yay, I got the seahorse. Hold it over my head. Jesus
Oh, a
Christ.
plastic horse in there.
Go to Pinnacle Rock and get the rest of those fucking eggs, my god. Fuck were we talking about a minute ago?
I forgot.
Chat, help me. I feel like I had things to say.
Chet!
I'm sure I had words to contribute to the conversation. I'm not just oh yeah, I was thinking about the quality of discussion around Dragon Quest fandom. How like even aside from just like the weird grifters who keep trying to muscle their way into like the fandom, they act like they're like, oh, I grew up with this series, I have ownership over it, whereas everyone else who's woke about it is just a tourist. It's like, okay, whatever, fucking. It's like just the normal people who are into Dragon Quest, and it's just like I'm reminded of what it's like to be in communities with like gamers where it's like people who view video games through the lens of someone who plays them and make really uneducated guesses about like behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Drives
I
me
hate
insane. Just like the
You have strange powers, Link. I have a request for you. Please follow me.
Okay. Yeah, if you go the wrong way at this part, you get fucking lost. Like in the
They did
desert
this
from
fucking
Ocarina.
shit in goddamn Twilight Princess too.
Yeah.
The monkey.
Yeah. That's right, with the fog and the fucking lantern, yeah. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. The people making, like, poor guesses at things. Like, they announced that remake of Dragon Quest VII, and then immediately I saw all these guys, like, moping around, being like, oh, I guess all these remakes coming out, Dragon Quest 12 isn't going to be out for a long time. And I'm like, it's not the same people making
Here in the depths of Pinnacle Rock live many dangerous sea snakes. My friend is trapped here. Link, can you please find a way to rid the area of the sea snakes and help my friend?
Okay.
Fuck them snakes.
Also the general attitude of people being like, oh, because X video game came out, that means Y video game is gonna come out. And I'm like, why do you assume that? Like,
Yeah.
it's like recognizing patterns when it's not a pattern, it's just a thing that happened one time and they just assume it'll happen again. Like, oh, well, since, they did Dragon Quest 3 in 2D and Dragon Quest 7 as like the diorama art style, maybe they're going to do 8 and 9 in the diorama art style, and they'll do 4, 5, and 6 in the 2D art style. I'm like, or they'll just do something else and surprise us like they always do when they make a new video game that we weren't expecting. Like, I don't know, maybe they just make decisions that we're not privy to, and like trying to guess from the outside looking in is kind of goofy. I don't know.
In fact, typically they go to great lengths to ensure that what they're doing is unpredictable and not like exactly what you thought it was going to be, because that's fucking boring.
Also saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, I saw that the 7 remake got announced, and I'm excited because that means they'll probably do 8 next." And I'm like, why do you think that? 8 was a PS2 game. It does not need a remake as badly. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just goofy shit.
It's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of wishful thinking.
There was literally an interview where Yuji Horii said, like, they asked him, they're like, so this is 7, why not 4, 5, and 6? And he just said something to the affect of like, oh, you know, we're working on a lot of stuff and this one got done first.
Yeah.
Like, so they maybe will do 4, 5, and 6. They just did this other one. Okay. It's not that complicated. They just got done with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's him also not wanting to say like is the famous one that like will make more money. So
Yeah.
obviously, you know,
Like they
maybe
said,
there will be more demand for those obscure ones. This one does well.
yeah. So people thinking about it in like fandom terms and not business terms, I guess.
For sure.
Like, oh, I hope they release they release such and such game in chronological order like they did with other game. Like if they released 4, 5, and 6 in like in universe chronological order, they'd have to release 6 first because it's a prequel.
I think the habit you're describing is basically like every gamer, their mode of thought is like, well, surely they're going to do what makes me the happiest.
Yeah.
Like, because that makes the most sense. And like, well, no, like you are one person. There's like millions of people they're trying to worry about, and like
Yeah.
they want to make all of those people happy, including people who've never even interacted with their thing before. Like, they're really hoping to reach as many people as humanly possible. So like, you need to ask yourself, what would reach the most people humanly possible, not what would make myself the happiest as a gamer, you know?
Says a lot of
You're not
people
gonna,
also.
you're not gonna also, sorry, I have to add, you're also not going to figure out the answer to that question because that's why you're not the artist. Like,
Yeah.
they're the only ones capable to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing that gets me too, is I can just intuit a lot of this stuff based on like, I mean, patterns I've recognized with other companies, but also just like what it's like making creative decisions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who aren't creatives who do like video games, and they assume everything is technical when it's not always.
Yep.
Moha said a lot of people also kind of want to keep getting the same thing instead of the creative new product they initially liked over the older version. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. They decided to do Dragon Quest III.
Lady from space. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
She said, getting a hold of the controls and moving around in Zero Mission is fun. Thank God Long Beam has a diagonal shot shortcut. Yeah, see, that's exactly what makes people not... Like, some people who play Zero Mission first and then play Super don't like Super specifically because Super does not have that short... Like, it has diagonal firing. It just doesn't have the button hold down to do that. And, like, it is definitely... Like, I would definitively say Zero Mission has better controls just because of that one change, but it doesn't make it a better game overall. There's just too much good about Super Metroid. But that is the biggest saving grace of Zero Mission by comparison, for sure.
I am confused by what you're saying.
Isn't that true? Does Super Metroid have, or does it have the ability to do that? And I'm just completely wrong.
In Zero Mission, the L button lets you aim diagonally, and you use the D-pad to aim up or down diagonal. In Super Metroid, it's R aims diagonal up and L aims diagonal down, and if you hold both of them at the same time, you aim up.
I see. Okay, I'm remembering it wrong then.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I actually played Super Metroid.
Yeah, it's also because the Super Nintendo has more buttons than the Game Boy. So with the Game Boy, they had to like map everything to, like they put all of the missiles on the R button, for instance. Whereas on Super Nintendo, it's like you could cycle through all your different missile types.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is that I liked more about Fusion, was that you didn't have to cycle through the five different different things. Because like, yeah, you press a button to cycle through like 5 different that you can use in Super, and I would often overpress, like, press the button too many times and use the wrong move. That's what the difference was of the controls. I couldn't remember. I was like, I know there's something that I found like way less frustrating about Zero Mission controls wise.
It also, like, they stack like the ice beam too, which makes me sad because I like that in Super you could switch all of your upgrades on and off. So if you wanted to switch from like freeze beam to plasma beam, you could do that. But in the other games, they just have like, I don't know, like freeze missiles or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. I like it slightly less. I like having more options in my games.
It's definitely a case of like they're all so good that like these are like it's literally explaining like, well, this is why I played this one 15 times and this one only 10 times, like that's the kind of difference it is in my mind.
It's true. It's like I feel like a lot of people, like newer people to Metroid, tend to underappreciate Super Metroid's controls because it's not like immediately intuitive the same way that like Zero Mission and Fusion are easy to pick up and play right away because you have like one set movement speed. There's no run button or anything. It's just like it, and your Samus is so much heavier in those games. It's like not floaty at all.
That was the first way I got
ledges.
stuck in Super Metroid was not having realized there was a run button, and you have to get through one challenge early on by doing that. Like,
so I mean, like the controls in Super Metroid are a little trickier, but it's like once you learn them and like master them, you have so much more freedom than you do in any of the other games. Like you can do crazy shit. I would compare it to like Mario 64. Like Mario 64, if you're playing it for the first time in 2025, it feels like fucking poop, but like once you figure out how it works, you can move faster and better than you can in any other Mario game. You can parkour the shit out of that game.
would you not say that Dread has more than Super?
I think Dread has more mobility than Super only because of the Shine Spark being insane. Like, they updated the Shine Spark to be absolutely fucking cracked in Dread.
Well, they also have like the slide maneuver and all that.
That's true. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Super Metroid isn't like... It's not like if you put the slide move in Super that it would make it easier. It's like Dread is designed with the slide in mind. Like they put obstacles in your way specifically to slide under.
Right.
So I don't know.
Baby Zoras. Baby tadpoles.
They're so funny.
Look at them go.
Look at this. What does this mean? What in the
they're
world
forming
could
a
this
song.
mean? I've got it. Don't you understand? The way they're lined up, it means...
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Is the cutscene not fucking activate?
It's like the most Majora's Mask moment imaginable.
There we go. Yeah. New wave bossa nova. Mayday from
It is
space.
weird that
Yeah.
she gets a slide mechanic when she already turns into a ball, but it is just more convenient than turning into the ball. And like when you really think about it, the turning into the ball never made any fucking sense because it does, like, if you're trying to get through a narrow space, it makes sense to flatten yourself to fucking roll up into a ball. Morph ball was always dumb. But I think it was just easier to draw on the NES than it was to draw a like crouching Samus, so
Well,
and more
it's-
fun. It's just like a more
yeah.
fun idea.
It's yeah, I was gonna say it's iconic. It's like memorable. Makes the game a little more funny. And I was gonna say the slide mechanic is cool because you can just do that right away from the start of the game, and Dread is unique in that it does not give you the morph ball right away. In fact, like
Mm.
I think just about everybody playing Dread for the first time played for like half an hour and was like, "Where the fuck is the morph ball?" um, but it's still fun though. Even when you get the morph ball, it's like you can slide into it. Like you can slide into a little gap, and then once your slide is over, you will just immediately morph ball. It's very smooth.
Um, I'm starting to get hungry. How close are we to a place to wrap this?
I was gonna say we could like, I could just save and quit now. I think. Just gotta deposit my
We
rupees
got
in
all
the bank.
the eggs. The eggs. So what did that song like? What does that allow you to do that you got all the eggs for?
Well, essentially, it opens the way to the dungeon.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take it back to the Zora Cape where Lulu is, being all sad, staring at the water, and then
I see.
play the new wave bossa nova, and it will summon somebody who can take us to the dungeon. Very wonderful.
I like that they put the like Gerudo storyline earlier into this game.
Yeah. Yeah, they saved the best for last. The fourth area is so fucking interesting and like completely unique.
It's like the creepy spirit zone, right?
Yeah. It's like the land of the dead. It's crazy. It's because I have to deposit my rupees in this bank so they don't go away forever. I fucking every time. I'm like, okay, it's time to go back in time. I always warp back to the bank. So it's like the image of Link holding an ocarina in front of the bank is burned into my brain. Alright, here we go.
Da, 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 da.
Save and return to dawn of the first day?
Oh my goodness. The girl who leapt through time.
We are definitely past the halfway point now.
Nice.
There will be plenty more side quests to do, of course, even after the next couple dungeons. There's one major side quest that I'm gonna save for last. It's like the most iconic. Involves that kid with the fucking Pikachu mask over there. That'll
Nice.
be interesting. Such a good side quest.
Well-
I included it in the manga.
When should we reconvene? You think Wednesday?
Yeah, that works for me. Cause tomorrow night I'm planning the Sonic group watch, and then I wanted to stream Sonic 2 either on Thursday or Friday. I don't think I decided for sure. But
I'm Sonic.
yeah, probably be easier if we plan the stream for Wednesday because I'm definitely not doing it that night.
I'm Sonic.
I'm not Sonic. I'm my own original character, Blonic. People really need to get their facts straight.
All right, let's end it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out once
Oh my
again.
God.
We'll see you on Wednesday night.
Bye.